Our story is written in the waters of the Vreon Empire, but our heroine stories begin before they converge. So, let's begin at the beginning and we'll see where we end. First on the itinerary is to do a little bit of scene setting, don't you think? In the northwesternmost reaches of the Vreon Empire is the frozen domain of Pleosin. Many islands fall within the Arctic borders, and the smallest of which is largely unknown by the mainlanders. To the inhabitants, however, it is known as Kiruna. In the center of the small island rises a single jagged peak. If we take a closer look at the icy cliffs, then we'll find downtown Kiruna. Ledges and stairs wind around and up the embankment, forming the streets and levels of the town. The eyes of an observer would easily pick out the occasional pops of color found on some of the heavy doors, barring the circular entrances into the homes and businesses of the Kirunans. The streets in town are empty, as the sun has just barely crested over the icy mountains that lie to the east of Kiruna on the eastern horizon, and all of the frost and the ice that has heavily caked the stony paths and doors is yet unbroken in this early morning, but as from an overhead view, it'd be hard to pick out one amongst the sea of gray and white on this icy, snowy gray stone mountain. But if you look a little closer, you can see one little spot where there's a bit of white blowing about in the breeze in the morning. We come in on a young girl sitting there with her white hair whipping around in the wind around her. Aza, would you like to give a little introduction of yourself as we see you sitting there on this frosty morning?
I am an Air Genasi girl with very pale skin and white hair that is kind of unruly and floats out around me, and my eyes are ice blue. I am wearing clothes that are typical of the cold climate in muted blues and browns and greens. She's sitting on a doorstep of a house, and she's just kind of staring out across the sky horizon of her island, just watching the sun as it comes up.
So as you sit there, you see the sunlight eventually begins to start to hit the ground, and some of the ice begins to start to drip a little bit in the morning sun, but not a lot because it's, very icy here. But and you hear a little bit of shifting within the house behind you, and you gather that Mom has stirred, and you flex your knees a little bit. You got some aching in your old joints.
My old creaky knees.
Yep, your old creaky knees. And yeah, the sun has risen on your day.
All right, I will probably go inside the house, pull back the curtain.
You do, and Mom is inside, and she looks up as you enter, and she goes, "Oh, Aza, I was wondering why you weren't in bed."
I couldn't sleep. I was too excited.
Yes, I figured that would be the case. And she starts to put on some hot tea for the morning. And you get a closer look at her, and you can see a little bit of red around her eyes. And she got your hair is very similar. So she ties it up when she goes to bed. So in the morning, by the time it's like the morning, it's just like complete disaster. So she's standing there with her crazy straw hair, and getting your coffee ready, and you can tell she's a little off. She's been a little off in the week coming up to today, so she's just going about her business, getting the tea, and you take a seat at your little breakfast bar.
Our little breakfast nook.
And it's like a very carved, it's very like, carved into the mountainside. So it's kind of dark inside the houses, hence why usually your people spend a lot of time outdoors, but yeah.
Are you okay, Mom?
She kind of halts a little bit, and she gives you a very kind of bittersweet smile. She says, I'm all right. I'll be all right. And she looks at you, and she puts her tea down for a moment, and she puts her elbows across. She kind of puts her elbows up on the table, and she says, come here. And you lean forward, and she takes your hand in her hands for a moment, and she takes just a quiet moment passes where she appears to be studying your face for a moment, and as she looks at you and lets you go, closes her eyes, open them up, and you can see the tears starting to brim in her eyes. Every day since he's left, I see more of him within you. So, I knew this day would come. And she sits back for a moment. Goes back, kind of, oh, gosh, Aza. Oh, gosh, always, without fail, Aza. Dabbing her eyes and sipping her tea. Oh. Gosh. And she leans back for a moment. Izuma. Any child of his wouldn't be able to. You can tell each time she tries to form a sentence, it just doesn't work.
I'll be okay. You don't have to worry about me.
I know. Make an insight check.
Love that. Starting it out by insight checking my own mother.
Your first roll is checking your mother. Check your mama. This is...
See, so, insight. 20.
20. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is Mom. This is your mom. You don't... It's very easy to tell. This is her worried look. She knows that nothing's going to come from her worry, and her worry isn't going to do anything about it, so she's just stuck in her worry.
You taught me everything I know about navigating and the stars, and I couldn't be more prepared for this journey.
I know. And your father was prepared, which is why I know that wherever he is, you'll find him. And you'll bring him back to me. You'll bring him back here.
Yes.
Yes. He saw something that night when you were young. I'm sure you knew it. I'm sure you saw it, or you could tell. But I don't know what it was. So I don't know what you'll encounter along the way. So just be careful. She gives you a smile, and she finishes her mug, and she stands up for a moment, and she goes, I have one more thing. And she goes back into the house and comes back a moment later with a dark navy, it's like a dark blue pouch about softball size, and she reaches inside and she takes out her stellarium, her glass orb in which you can see the etched designs of constellations cover the surface. And this catches you off guard a little bit because you haven't seen her really hold that much since your father. So she takes it out and she goes, I saw danger last night, Aza. The danger, it bore the visage of the Leviathan, as you know, dominates the eastern skies. Go south first, at the very least. I know you aren't worried, and I know that you think I'm just a worrywart, and I know that you have so much talent and so much to give, but at the very least, go south first, towards the chalice, the giver of life, so that you may taste your new adventure. And she pulls you in, gives you a tight hug, gives you a kiss on the head, and you can feel the droplets of tears on your shoulder as she draws you in. Just be safe.
You
be
do
safe.
worry too much, Mom.
I know. That's what Kata tells me too. I can't help it. Oh. Hakadi, bless you, child. And she steps back for a moment and goes, oh, gosh, what a morning. What a morning. Where are you off to now?
Well, I shall go up the cliffside to go and see Kata, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she told me that. Yes. She should be expecting you. Just go quickly before she leaves for the day, because then you'll never track her down.
She is very busy all the time.
Yes. I'll be here, but I'll send you off. And she just, at that moment, it's like, she turns around to go clean up your mugs, and it's like a moment of like, go while I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see me off at the docks, or?
No, I'll be here. I'll just look for me while you leave.
Okay. I give her another hug.
Yes. She reciprocates, and you step out into the blistering cold morning. And by now, a few more people have started to fill the streets. It is definitely, you're used to seeing people there's lots of, well, as you know, I guess you know, but listeners don't know. So as you walk through these streets of Kiruna, you see your fellow Genasi brethren, as well as the occasional Jinn or air elemental that also reside and serve the Wind Soul, and Akadi as well. There's also, your few other flying type. So there's the occasional Aarakocra as well, which isn't too unheard of, and you meander your way up the winding twists and paths, and eventually you find the ascent to the crest where the Wind Soul resides, which is a very Gandalf-esque, like climbing up the staircase on the side of the cliff, like ascending up to the top, and by the end, the oxygen gets thinner and thinner and thinner as you ascend, but you're used to it, and rather than being winding, like exhaust, like you're catching your breath, it's more exhilarating and invigorating. And so you stand at the top, and there is one of the openings, one of the doors, and at the front of it there is sorry, that sucks. At the very front of it there is a heavy blue tapestry that's weighted down, that blocks the entrance, and there's no one outside as per usual. So having been here before, you part the tapestry and you step inside the circular chamber, and you are at the peak of the mountain at this point. Pretty much, you are at like the ascent. You have reached the crest, the pinnacle, the ridge. What is the peak?
The peak, I think. Mountain peak. Yeah.
That's the word. Yeah. Well, of course, it goes without saying that the entire ascent, you are constantly being pummeled against the cliffside with the force of the wind, which is so second nature to you that it just doesn't matter. So as you do part the curtain, a gust of wind breaks through that temporary seal and whips around the inner chamber, which is very conical. It's very conical shaped. And the wind whirls around like a whirlpool almost, and spirals around the circular chamber, and there's heavy tapestries that line the walls, and they're all momentarily lifted and flutter off of the walls, and the wind just and is sucked out the top, where there's a little opening, and the top of the very peak, a skylight at the tip of the jagged mountain peak. And the skylight lets in a single beam from the morning light, which falls on a stone chair that is in the opposite end of this chamber, that is currently unoccupied, as is usually the case. And you see a figure standing behind the chair, examining one of the tapestries on the walls. And you see Kata, your Winsel, with her skin is so white, it's like translucent. The same goes for her hair, which is curly and wavy and unbridled, and she wears very long, flowy cloak, robe, dress. Very simple, very plain, and you enter and calls out, Alzaira.
Hello, Kata.
Good morning. How are you? She turns and gives you like a little slight smile, like a little a knowing look.
I'm a little nervous, but don't tell my mother.
I am sure she already knows. Well, come. And she comes around to the front of the chair and beckons you to come in closer to the chamber, and you walk up to her, and she places her hands on your shoulder and looks down at you for a moment. She's significantly taller than you as well, so she kind of towers down on you a bit. And she says, It seems the winds of Our Lady have finally called you away. Just as they called your father so many years ago.
I'm hoping that I can follow those winds and find him.
Well, have faith in Our Lady and have faith in yourself, and you'll be fine, I'm sure. But there was, of course, a few things I wished to discuss with you before you left. It's not often that some of our folk leave permanently, so it is important that, well, I want to give you your best shot, of course. And she goes over to one of the sides of the chamber where she has a few personal items there, and she picks up a bag and little sack and comes over to you, and she hands it out to you, and you take it, and you open it up, and you see a bunch of these gold coins inside.
What is this?
So this is gold. The rest of the world uses this in place of bartering. This is what you will need in order to procure food, clothes, and really anything else in the outside world. Just know that those little coins can rule over a man. Very powerful.
I am hoping that I know how to use them.
Yes, just be careful. Just know that the gold ones are valuable. Don't give them away to just anyone.
Okay. I know in our community there is not much that people need that that we can't get. Like, everyone shares with each other. So
the outside world is very selfish.
I have heard people say that, but I don't know how it is going to be for me out there.
Well, you'll never know until you get out there. But I believe you are up to the task. And she smiles, taps the gold in your hand. She says, there's also these silver ones. 10 silver to a gold, 10 copper to a silver. And she gives you a rundown.
Quick economics lesson.
Yes, quick
please.
economics lesson. She goes, let's talk about FICO credit scores. And insurance, yeah. There's many things you'll have to get now. All right. So, she goes, and of course there is one more note of importance for you. You know of, and she gestures for you to follow, and you kind of go on like a walkabout of her chamber, looking at all of, there's like paintings and tapestries that and they're all like religious or depict, there's some way in reverence to Akkadi, the Queen of Air. Mm-hmm. So she begins to walk around with you, and she goes, you know of our Queen of Air, but there are 3 others. Oh. Thunder.
I think a storm's brewing.
Yes, well, you better set sail quickly then. So I'll get going.
Let's wrap this up.
Air.
Just kidding.
But there are 3 others, each with their own children of this plane. The Earth Lord has no respect for us, and the rivalry between Kossuth and Istisia has spilled over into this plane as well, where the children of flame and water have been engaged in a conflict lasting a generation. Thankfully, we are isolated enough to have avoided being drawn into this conflict, and I imagine you would agree that it would be in our best interest to keep that the case moving forward. So the outside world does not know of our existence. So, and it would be in the light of these tumultuous times across the other 3 primordial beings, it would be in our best interest to keep it that way.
You don't want me to tell anyone about Karuna?
You may tell them of us, but perhaps the locations of which should be kept more under secrecy. Particularly from those that follow one of the other primordial beings of the elements.
I will keep it very safe.
Thank you. That's it.
Do you have any other words of wisdom for me?
She says, nah, that's it, fam.
Thank you for everything. And I know you'll look after my mother while I'm gone. She may be lonely until I return.
I have no doubt that I'll be seeing her. I have no doubt she'll be up to see me soon. And I will. Safe travels. May the goddess put wind in your sails. And be safe.
Thank you.
We will see you in the future when you return.
Yes, I will return.
Yes, I know you will. And she gives you a little pat on the head. Not really, little. And
and then
she
I
gives
guess
you well wishes. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
You leave.
I leave. I guess I'll go back down the hill.
Yeah. You descend, and as you make your way through, there are, well, you know, of course, with a town such as this, everyone knows everybody. So, sorry, I don't want to talk while I'm yawning, because that's just, like, not good to listen to for a podcast. As you pass by some of these people, you see, you know, many of them give you knowing looks and smiles and waves and farewells and well wishes as you continue. You're like a celebrity. You're just waving, doing the princess wave as everyone applauds as you walk down through the streets of your town. Yeah, so, but yeah, you get lots of knowing looks, and you actually, as you approach, well, actually, where are you going next, I should ask?
Well, I think that's the only errand that I had to run, so I think I will go down to the docks and go find my canoe.
Yeah. So on the way down to the docks, you see two figures that you recognize, and you see your two little buddies, your two best friends that you grew up with, standing there. You have your Teozuri, young young air genasi, fire genasi. That whole conversation, and he's just one. And then there's a fire genasi just living right amongst y'all now. And you can see that he, you can see a little bit of crusties under his nose, and a little bit of tears in his eyes, and he rushes forward and gives you a big old hug. And he's Asa, please be careful. And he starts crying.
I kind of awkwardly pat his head.
And you have your other friend, you call Jai, and she is one of the Aarakocra that lives in Kiruna, and so she approaches behind you, and she's holding a little basket, and she comes up to you, and she goes, Asa, I have a present for you for your trip.
Oh, thank you, Jai.
And you look, and so she got a little basket full of a bunch of berries for you. She's like, I don't know how well they'll last on the sea, with the, and berries don't really last long. But I hope they'll taste good. I just found them the other day. They're new. So I hope they're good. They're not poisonous. I already tried them.
Well, thank you for not giving me poison berries before I set sail. I will take them and think of home every time I eat them.
Good. Teozuri releases you, and he holds out a very very homemade wind chime made, you know, and he hands it out to you. He goes, Mom, let me use her workshop, and so I made you this. It's so that way whenever you can hang it from your canoes so you think of us. He hands it out to you and starts crying again.
Oh, thank you so much. It's beautiful. It really is. I will hang it on the canoe for good luck.
You're holding it and it's making like a clank. Like it's a very discordant, very
yeah.
But
and hopefully it won't scare all the fish away when I'm trying to fish out in the middle of the sea.
No, it won't. It won't. It's really good. I promise I won't do that. Yeah. And as you're standing there, you're facing the dock, and you see your canoe waiting behind you. And your two friends look behind you, back towards Kiruna, and they both give you one last final hug and stand to the side and stand there waiting to watch you. And they watch you as you walk towards the shore. If you want.
Can I see my house from here?
You can. Because as you are now standing there, as you noticed as your friends were looking behind you at Kiruna, you walk a bit further down, and then you turn around as well. And by now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and from all of these little holes in the mountain, where all these people live, the sky hovering around the mountain is now filled with dozens and dozens of brightly colored kites.
Aww.
And you sit there for a moment, and you're like, and you realize, like, the kite festival's not for another couple days. And slowly, more and more come, and soon the whole sky surrounding this mountain is filled with brightly colored trailing. They're all very like flowy silks and kites that of all sorts of bright colors that flood the sky. And as you're standing there, you looking at all of the kites, you see that one that you made with your father when you were younger, flying in the sky.
I give a little wave.
The kite waves back.
Well, I'm waving like up at the houses.
I know.
I'm waving at the kites.
I know. Yeah, and these kites are flying high.
I will make sure that I have everything first.
You left your cell phone. I think you left your phone. Yeah.
I'm gonna call my mom real quick. Ask her to bring it down.
You call your mom to ask her to bring your cell phone down.
I left the phone up there.
You idiot. Oh my gosh.
Just kidding. There are no phones in this world.
Yeah, that's the. Just kidding. There's no cell phones here. Oh gosh.
And I will take a piece of cord and tie the wind chime on the mast.
Easily
And
done.
put the berries in the storage compartment.
In the storage compartment. It's like a kayak. You lift up the front of it and put your...
Yeah.
Yep, easily done. And... yeah. Are you setting sail?
I will take one last look at my friends and wave goodbye to them, and then untie my canoe from the dock and push off.
Yeah. You do. As you sail off, you can see hands waving. Your friends are still waving. Some of the kites start to people reel some of them in, and you begin to sail south. And you continue, and you continue and further, and you keep glancing back occasionally, and by now all of the kites have been pulled in, except for one. And you set sail into the wide open ocean.
Ooh.
All right, let's just jump into it.
Okay.
So we'll start with...
Can I get more comfortable?
You can get as comfortable as you want.
Thank you.
The Limanga domain is one known for its biodiversity, as the deep roots and expansive canopies have always protected and nurtured those who lived beneath the branches. However, there are some people who may disagree with this perception, and they can be found on the hazardous, uninhabited, and unnamed island populated by vicious predators of land and sea. If you were to ask a Limangan, they would speak of the unnamed island being home to spirits of beasts slain in an ancient war. In actuality, this island is named Giruai by these terrible beasts, and those outsiders who may turn this island into one of less mystique are the prey. The proverbial curtain draws on a treehouse, and within that treehouse we see a heap of blankets in the center of the room, surrounded by a scattering of loose parchment, scrawlings, and a notebook. And within that heap of blankets...
Gild sits up from her sleeping on the floor of her treehouse, stretching, long frizzy hair covering her eyes. She haphazardly ties it up to the top of her head, showing the shaved size of her head and her widow's peak. Her hair isn't a boring blonde.
Yeah. Oh, my hair's not blonde. My hair's blue.
It's an almost unnatural gold that shines and ombres to a yellowish white from the sun. She's wearing a one-piece wrap. The straps of it crisscross in front of her chest and connects in the back. Her arms are covered with long gloves that stretch all the way up to the top of her arms and connect to leather shoulder pads. She has on unexciting pants and reaches over to her boots laying beside her and puts them on. They keep going, they stretch over her knees, and she ties them to the pre-made strap on the side of her trousers. The shoes are pretty dirty. They're pretty gross.
Yeah.
She looks over to her notebook open on the floor and grins. Her smile reveals sharp fangs, one of them covered with gold. Don't give the camera a look. This is the only time I get to have a script.
I love it. It's okay.
The gold matches her hair. And her eyes. They glow a bright yellow, the cat-like pupil contracting for a moment. She has large pointed ears with long tufts of hair shooting out of them. She has a wide-bridged nose that leads to pronounced brow bones, and shut up. And her large eyebrows flick outwards to the sides of them. She has a sharp face, with a chin jutting out in front of it. She has defined lips on a wide, grinning mouth. She stands 6'5" with a strong frame, and she's not skin and bones. Lastly, overall, her skin has a slight, sickly gray tone to it. If you know about ancient history, then you know these are the features of a shifter. She throws a short bow over her shoulder and ties her leather belt around her waist. It has 2 leather rings on the side of it, and she slips her trusty sledgehammer into the right one. She grabs a letter, colored rocks, and blank notebooks strewn across the floor and puts them in her bag. She then gathers papers carefully laid out on the floor next to where she slept and puts them into her notebook. She stops, gazing at one of the pieces. It only has a simple, ancient drawing on it. She puts that paper in with the rest and throws a notebook in her pack. And she's ready to start her adventure.
Woo! Hell yeah, she is! Woo woo! Oh, no, stay right there.
Here.
Right there.
Here, pause it. Look, I put this so
Yeah,
you
if
can
you
lay
just
there.
right here.
Here, I'll turn it around. Look, he's gonna dead weight me again. Are you ready?
Oh, buddy!
He hates it. He hates being carried.
I'll let you give me a kiss.
Fine, that was fine.
That was good. All right, so now that the morning and the golden sun has risen on what is such a golden girl, what is your first order of business?
I think my first order of business, I gotta go say bye to Mama.
Gotta say bye to Mama.
And not my real dad.
Not your real dad, of course. Yes, of course, I know. So then you get all your stuff ready. Got your pack? Are you bringing everything with you?
Yep,
All right.
I got some cartographer tools in there.
Yep.
I got a full tent.
Just veer this way.
Background, full tent. I got a lamp and some other crap in there.
Yep.
And I'm ready to go.
All
I'm
right.
all set.
So then you head out of your treehouse. You take a moment and kind of say goodbye to the as you close the door behind you. Well, there's not really much. I guess there is doors, but you have a beaded curtains mostly for them bugs. But yeah, you have beaded curtains. Yeah, did I forget to mention that to you? Yeah, sorry, you have beaded curtains. What a vibe!
I don't like this town anymore.
I know. All right. So you head out and you climb down the ladder and you hit the ground of your village and you are faced with the familiar sight of the only home you've ever known. And everyone has started doing their daily tasks. There's all sorts of people. You see all the different were races, shifters, full werewolves. You have all different predators of the land and sea, and the treetops as well. So you make your way through. A few people, say hello, good morning, this and that as you pass, and you weave your way through around all these the big jungle trees. Other people are shifters, and all these are climbing down the branches, and it seems like everyone's kind of heading out for the morning as well. So you make your way towards where the huts, most of the huts are, like one of the neighborhoods for those that prefer to dwell on the ground rather than in the trees. You make your way towards your family's hut, and you push past the beaded curtain. Quietly. So you enter and you see your mother, Spring. She looks to be getting school lunches ready for the kiddos. And Tide, your beautiful stepfather, he looks to be getting ready for his morning patrol. I didn't name it. Give me a good name for the patrol.
Where?
So where?
The Werewatch.
The Werewatch, okay, he's the Werewatch. All right. There we go. So part of the Werewatch. Thank you. And he looks to be getting kind of suited up, geared up with his gray armor matching his gray skin. And so you push in, and you can also see in the back the family's bed, and so you see the two little lumps of Juniper and Bog still seem to be sleeping in on this morning. Tide and Spring look up as you enter, and Mom gives you a very dismissive, morning. And Tide, he kind of stops what he's doing, and you can see him kind of, hello, hey, your mom mentioned to me that, oh wow, whew, okay, no, we need to take a second, because I need to get into Australian.
I need to practice too.
All right, let's get towards
Alrighty then.
you see your
Let-
mom today.
Alright. Okay, no, that's good. I needed it too. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, there we go. That's better. Well. Hello. Hi. So Spring mentioned to me that you were gonna be heading out today. Did you want to say bye to the kids? I can go wake them for you if you wanted to go talk to them.
No, Tide. I'm okay. Hi, Mama. I'm having to go over to her and give her a kiss on the cheek.
She reciprocates. She's a little busy, but she's like, yep. Do you know how long you're gonna be? Your trip's gonna be this time? Just
normal trip. Just go out, go on the, day or so, normal.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I imagine that the captain will already be down at Treacle's, which is you know that to be the distillery in town. So, I imagine you'll have to be dragging him out of there whenever you're out of there. I was going southern. Out of there.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to take, an extra moment just to kind of look her over and kind of, just extra memory in my mind and stuff.
Yeah, she looks at you for a moment and she sees the large bag.
Yeah, that was very smart to bring in. Yeah.
And she just kind of, she's like, all right, well, just
Extra
be
ready.
safe as always.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, all right. I'm going to go say goodbye to the kiddos.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, Ty, I don't need your help.
Are you sure? I mean, I could, if you, they really care about you.
Yeah, no, they really do. We're really tight. We're a really tight family around here, for sure.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay. But, sister, do you stay
All right,
stay
well,
safe?
yeah, all right.
Start walking
yeah,
out the room.
you have a good safe trip. And
Thanks,
he
Ty.
kind of just.
I didn't know he was gonna be so nice. Oh no.
Nope.
No, I'm the jerk. Okay. I'm gonna.
Of course he's nice.
I'm gonna tiptoe over. That was all whispers, by the way.
Yeah, you see, you can see the two little lumps. They're all snuggling up under the blankets. Not quite time for them to get up for school yet. So
I'm gonna take out of my pack. I got a green rock and a purple rock. And on Bog's side, I'm gonna put my little purple rock there. I got a little note too on there. And then on the other side, I put my little green rock for Juniper. And I'm just gonna look them over again. Just make sure they all seem good. Are they drooling, snoring?
yeah, Bog is 100%. There's a little puddle of drool, and Juniper likes to sleep, just very curled up. So she's just kind of curled up, yeah, it's very sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. Okay. So they look good. They look healthy.
They look good and happy.
All right. And I'm gonna tiptoe back out of the room. Goodbye, y'all.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you when you get back.
Yep. See you then.
Yeah.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Yep.
All right, go out of the beaded curtain, tiptoe kind of my way out. Big breath, big deep breath, exciting day. Quickly go over, since Gorge lives right next to us, I'm gonna quickly climb up. I know he's still probably in bed. I know his parents probably in their bedroom.
He likes to stay up late. He likes to see, because he stays up late reading.
Okay.
So there you go.
With his little lamp under his bed.
Exactly, his little
Super
lantern under
safe.
it. Yes, super safe. He just has his candle, his torch. He's holding his torch under his blanket so
In
you
the
can read.
treehouse in
Yep,
the
in the
forest.
treehouse in the forest. Perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect.
So I definitely don't want to wake his parents or.
Yep.
I'm gonna scurry my way up, like I've done a billion times before, up to his window. Do a little knock knock. Gorgeous. Where are you?
You wait a moment, and then you eventually see the little head of your little buddy, and he opens the door. He's like, oh, hi. So, you going?
I'm out of here.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Just cover for me.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And you don't know anything when I come back
No.
and stuff. You don't. I don't worry. I got you.
No what? You better, if you can though, if you find anything, please let me know.
Oh.
As soon as you do.
Oh, I know.
Just please, yeah.
Okay. I'll be looking.
You'll find it.
Yeah.
Say you'll get it.
It might take a while. I'll miss you, bud. I'll see ya.
Don't forget about me. Please.
All right. See ya. Be safe. Oh. He runs off his little bed.
Yeah, he does. You can see that there's a little kind of.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna bring you there one day.
Oh yeah, of course you are.
Yeah.
You better, or I'll kill you.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that. I can't kill anything. I'm too scared.
I know. I was gonna say. You think
Yeah,
you can
no,
kill
I'm too
this? No, you
scared.
can't.
No, I don't like blood.
All right. I'm not nervous. I'll say you.
All right.
All right. I drop down. The sun's still rising, right?
Yeah.
It's starting to get soon to leave.
It's more the dawn. Yeah, Captain usually likes to head out during the yeah.
Okay. So I need to hurry my butt up, but I gotta make one more stop. Gotta go see Briar.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go see.
Yeah.
Make my little checkouts.
Yeah. So you begin to you know that Briar, she spends her first thing she does in the morning is she walks a full perimeter of the island. So
she does.
Yep. So you go to the orientation, the direction that she usually starts her path at. So you begin to what?
I'm gonna have to fall. I can see her. I'm like having to run after.
I mean, it's early enough that you're pretty good. You're fine. And you have pretty good tracking abilities, right?
I guess so.
There you go.
I can smell her from a mile away.
My feet are sweaty.
Dude, me too.
So, you make your way towards the outskirts of the city because you're kind of towards in the middle now. So you start to make your way out, and your feet kind of take you the route past the distillery. You know, it's it's a well-tread path for you.
Is my captain in there? Can I see it? Is there any windows or anything?
Funnily enough, as you walk by, however, I will say, as you start to get closer towards the distillery, you're starting to get a little feeling that it's getting kind of late in the morning. You're feeling a little parched. So you start feeling like it's been a couple hours.
Yeah.
Or not even that. It's been less than an hour.
I think it's
time for a drink.
Yeah.
It's sip o'clock.
Yeah. Paul left for that one.
Yeah, he said nope. Oh, good boy. So then as you start to make your way inside,
quickly
just a quick little pop, you're like, I'll just get a sip.
Yeah.
You hear a familiar voice.
Is that okay? Can I fill up my tanker?
You hear a familiar voice coming outside. As you part the beaded curtain. I have that written in here so many times.
Love it. Are they quiet? Do they make noise?
They make noise. It's because there's a lot of bugs in the jungle.
Yeah.
You gotta.
They can't get
it's
through
like
the
a little
beads?
screen. They can't. Yeah, the beads. Yeah, it's the beads. Keep them. Yeah, I know. So then you start to make your way, and it's a large hut, and then there's a couple other huts that are clustered together as part of the distillery. So there's a vat in there, there's a store, so it's a big little production they got going here, especially in the last few years. It's definitely expanded. Last year or two. So then you hear the voice ring out. Now I gotta do the accent, it's always fun. No, I'm serious. I may not get around much anymore, but let me tell you. Listen, I asked around about the islands in the area. Cryptically, of course, don't worry. And I heard some of the most creative myths that the forest is plagued by the spirits of the beasts and slain in some war something. So I rolled with it. And as far as the buyers there are concerned, your rum here truly is otherworldly. And I told him it came from the spirits, and I'm the only one they'll listen to about it. So, man, it worked, and it's crazy what some will believe when you get them drunk enough. But it's strong enough, too, so that their coin flows freer. Oh! Hey! Put the shark dragged ashore. There you go. How was that?
So good.
And you see your Captain Merrill.
My God.
He's standing in front of the bar talking. You can see in his hand he has an empty mug in one hand, and that he's gesturing with animatedly. He's a little red in the face, although it's hard to see because he always has a bit of sunburn. Always has a bit of sunburn to him, and he has his double-breasted dark green captain's coat is currently just kind of thrown across one of the bar stools, and he's wearing his under breeches and linen shirt that is just soaked with sweat. And you can see that his skin is sunburned, but it has tanned a bit. From when you first met him, when he was a pasty white, but it still does seem that after all these years, he still hasn't quite adjusted to the jungle climate, because he has long brown hair that's tied back, and it's just slick with sweat. But doesn't seem too bothered, as he is chatting very amicably and enthusiastically with the clerk, the employee here at the distillery.
Morning, Captain.
Oh, all right. Good morning. So you're all set then? Points to your stuff.
Oh, absolutely. All ready to go, but I got one last thing really quick. Do you mind waiting?
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Not a problem. So in that case, well, see, now I'll go Australian because I hear you do Australian and I do Australian. Even though this guy's not Australian, it's really hard. So, all right. Well, then that sounds good. So I will just I'll just head on back to the Clemency and we will start to get it all ready for you. And he unhooks his flask and he slides it across the table to the barkeep, or not the barkeep, the, I don't know what you call it.
Bartender?
Bartender, but this is not a bar. It's a distillery. The employee. Mm-hmm. The cook. And he slides it over to the barkeep and the barkeep just takes it, tops it up with the liquid gold, and gives it back. Meryl throws down a sack of gold in return, and he claps you on the shoulder. He says, so, I'll be waiting for you. A ship.
I like that. I clap one of the people that he was talking to and go, only heard that story 1,000 times, haven't you? And I swipe his flask that he just bought, glug, and walk out. Okay. I'll get back to you.
All right. Do you sell any flasks here? Because you would know that it's one of his. That's like you can always find him here at the Treacle Distillery, because the last thing he always does before he leaves is makes sure that his flask is just topped up to the very bit.
I'm so glad that he's heavily drinking right before we leave off. This is wonderful.
Yeah, he's a captain.
You know what? I'll take my flask out. I'm gonna pour it in. Give him his flask back.
All right, and then he gives it back to the guy. Yeah. Empty.
I'm gonna need this, and I take a big glug of it. And
all right.
This definitely, before this meeting, the other ones were pretty okay. This one definitely a little shaking out the nerves a little bit while walking and glugging down, and ready to find Briar.
All right, so you make your way towards the section of the shoreline where she usually likes to begin her patrol. She doesn't, it's not like a very fast, like she paces, she takes her time. It's very thorough.
Sure she has like her hands behind her back and she like military step.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, yeah, it's she takes it very seriously. So, it doesn't take too long for you to go over and find the section, and so you see as you approach the towards the shore, pushing your way through the canopies, or the underbrush and all that stuff, you come out onto the shoreline, and you can see a figure pacing up the shore, and you can see the multiple from years of doing the same patrol path.
They're a little bit indented.
Yep. It's just like the shoreline just goes like this, and that's where she's walking. So, as you approach, you're coming up kind of behind her, and
can I step in step with her? Good morning.
And you kind of fall in pace beside her, and she goes, oh, look who it is. And you see, of course, you see your leader, the leader of your peeper. The leader of your peeps. The leader of your peeper. It's the leader. Great. Yeah, so you see her standing there. She's quite short. She's actually she is much shorter than you. She's probably honestly 5'2", 5'3". She's very short. Yeah. She's very short, she's very built, and she wears armor that's made out of treated and layered tree bark from the jungle trees that grow on the island, and it's almost layered in like a chitinous type of insect plate, armor. Yeah. Oh, cool. So it's like plate, and it covers the front of her torso, and then on the back, it's just connected by like strings. It's backless, and where the skin of her back would be, you can see the skin of which is made up of natural plating armor that grows in like layers, and it covers up her back, and it eventually goes up into her shaved head, and it disappears into the rest of her like kind of grayish olive complexion.
Is the armor part of her body?
indicating part of her particular beast hide heritage of her shifter.
I would know this.
Uh-huh.
What is it? Grayish? Layers?
She's an armadillo.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful stuff. That's cool. I really like that. Okay. Alright, well, as I think every time when I see her, okay, she's the coolest person that is.
So I saw Meryl earlier. So it looks like he looks like he's well and ready to set sail.
As always.
As always, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess this is it, huh?
This is it?
No! She doesn't know, huh?
Yeah, she looks at you and she goes, huh?
Yep, no, this is it. I'm gonna be leaving here for a second, and yeah, do you need anything?
For a second, eh?
Yeah, do you need anything on the main island there while I'm gone?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind, you know, some papaya.
Oh, easy peasy.
You can bring it back before the week's up, right?
Oh yeah. And I think, you know, if I don't come back from it, I think I have a few left from my last visit. You can just go on over my hut and get some if you need some.
Her eyes are like boring into you. Kind of like this.
Yeah. Do I need to make a deception check?
Yeah, you don't need to make a deception check. Gild, you understand the importance of secrecy, yeah?
I do. You taught me well. I know.
Are you sure?
I know.
Because you know that our... And a couple minutes pass, you get a brief recounting of the legend of the were hunt and the history of your people that you have heard about every day of your existence. So as long as you keep our secret, then we'll be safe, all right? And everyone here will be safe. And if you don't keep the secret, then we're all gonna die, and that'll be on your hands, all right?
I definitely, when she says it this time, I kind of let it sink in a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
actually. I kind of put down the guard a little bit and go, yeah, no, I know. You taught me well, I know. I've only heard it a billion times.
Heard it.
Heard it. I only heard it. Only heard it. Heard it. Crikey. Heard it. How do you say it?
Heard it. I heard. Fuck.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one.
Yep. All right. Well, I know you know that, but there's one more thing I want to say, and there's a small part of you that's just like, yeah, it is a bit of a like, it's a bit like you do get the sense that it is mothering to you because you have heard this a lot,
Yeah.
you know, so you do get that impression, but you know, back when Meryl first joined, now I'm fucked.
Country.
Now I'm fucked.
Now we're country.
Cracky Australia. Oh yeah. As long as you keep our secret, we'll be safe. But there was one more thing I wanted to say. Back when Meryl first joined us and he told me of his mutiny, I realized that the outsiders are we're just gonna be Southern. She's just gonna be Southern.
It's okay.
Are still just as evil as they were when our ancestors thrived on the mainland. But Meryl showed us that none of the unjustified fury that our ancestors faced. And he had never even heard of us. And and that's stuff you don't know. You didn't know, like, you don't know any of that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Lycanthropy, the were-hunt shifters, none of it. It's possible that their flight and our isolation could have worked. But, no, fuck, I'm Southern. So, none of it. So, it's possible that our isolation worked. So you better keep it that way, alright? You better keep it that way.
That's good news. Yeah. Hey, no problem. Hey, I don't... Look at me. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about this. That wasn't horrible. Why are you so upset about that?
It was a little southern.
Yeah. I want to look at her really quick and just can I sense that she kind of knows something.
Make an insight check.
17.
17.
Do I need to look at my?
No, because well, actually, let's see. Yeah, she 100% can see right through all of your bullshit. Is that what you're? Was that?
Yeah,
what, yeah,
yeah, and I can sense that.
yeah. You can. Yeah.
I put down my bag really quick, get a little shaky and stuff, and I'm gonna quickly throw on. I got a shirt from like in my travels before, because I kind of wanted to like fit in a little bit more, because my outfit was kind of weird, especially the top of it. So I put on a white short sleeve linen shirt. It's short sleeve. Kind of flares. It flares kind of on the bottom a little bit, and there's a little tie. Not like your country, like tying the plaid.
A tie?
Yeah, a tie, like a little, like a rope thing, tie in the front. Okay. Take off my long gloves and put on short brown, like leatherish, fingerish gloves. Think it's going well so far?
I thought it was.
Just it. How do I look?
Great.
Do you think I'll fit in?
No.
Perfect. I'll ask them. I mean, how would you know? You haven't even been off the island, so like, I don't even know how you. I promise I'll be safe. I know it's really important to you. I know with our history and everything. You know, but it's fine. This is important. This is gonna matter enough for me to leave. You know, take that risk, take that chance. It's gonna be worth it.
All right. If you think so.
Just say about it. All right.
If you think so.
Fuck. We're such a mess.
She gives you like a little bittersweet look, like a little mom look, and she gives you like a little clap on the shoulder. She's like, "You'll be fine. You'll be good. But can you find out if we have been forgotten? Safely, secretly."
I don't see why not. Yeah, I can do that.
But if anyone comes here,
Uh-huh.
then we're coming for you.
Yeah. And now I got a real mission then. So like, this is totally fine with you that I'm leaving now, right? Like, I'm all good to go now, right? I got a mission. I gotta be off this island. I gotta make us proud. I gotta go on a mission. Gotta go see if if we're really, the ghosts.
Go see what?
Go see if the island.
Island? What island?
No, like when I'm on this little trip. That, go see, ask around, really safe, really, I'll be a spy, you know how good I am at that?
No.
Sneaky little snaky.
No, I don't. Do you remember that time you tried to sneak into my hut? When you were like 5? Yeah. Very sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, I was 5.
Be better than that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, I gotta go. I think leaving soon, off on my mission. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something real big this time, alright?
She doesn't say much. She just she looks at you, she senses, she gives you obviously she can see the nervous energy.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah. Right.
You'll come back, right?
When have I not? When have I never not? Huh? Alright. I'll see ya. I'm not gonna give her a hug. I'm just sorry.
Okay, she gives you a hug. But it's funny, yeah. You hug her head, because she's like over a foot shorter than you. Yeah, she's very small.
When she tries to pull around away, I'm gonna keep her for a second.
Yep.
And sort of just, all right. I'll see ya. I'm not gonna make eye.
Yep.
See ya.
Yep.
See you later. See you later. Put my pack on. All right.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
So you go and you start walking along. You're kind of walking along the shoreline back to where Meryl docks.
I stepped in Briar's footprints.
Okay. You do. Very sweet. And on your way back, make a perception check for me.
Please.
Make your...
I'm gonna release every episode, by the way.
Fuck!
6.
6. Okay. You don't see it for a while, but then you kind of... And you see an arm hanging from below some leaves above you.
Hi, Dad.
Oh! What? What? And you see from up above, you could see it's a forest green canopy, and then you see your father's if you did get your hair from anywhere, it's from your dad, but it's not quite as like gold in his ears, but it's more like straw, and it's all over the place. And he goes, oh, is it today already?
Yep, it's today.
Oh, all right.
I'll be seeing ya.
Yeah, you setting sail. All right. All right, cool. All right, I'll be here when you get back then.
All right. See you, Daddy.
Yeah, all right. You take care.
All right. I kind of like, since I'm tall enough, I'm just gonna kind of whack the bottom of it.
I go, he's like, all right, you take care now, Gild. And you look back and you can just see your dad sitting up out of his hammock. He's, all right.
See you, Dad.
And he rolls back over into his hammock. And so you continue along, and you can see if you eventually see where the Clemency is docked. There's a little dinghy to take it to, because there's no dock, so you have to take the little rowboat, little canoe out to it. And so you go up and you make it to the ship. And on board, you can see Meryl is on deck, getting everyone's doing their thing, getting everything ready to get up, and everything ready to get the sails ready to go. And you climb aboard, and the crew all give you, as you walk by, and as you walk past each crew member, the ones that you have become familiar with and friendly with, so they all give you, clapping you on the shoulder, giving you regards, and you take your pack, and one of the little lowly deckhands, there's a term for it. There is a naval term for the little shithead teenage boy who's deckhand. Deckhand, there's a better word for that. There's a word for a little boy where he's just a little shit snot kid, and all he does is, with the buckets... You give it to the bucket boy. And he kind of, with the weight of your pack.
Thanks, mate.
All right, wow, that's some luggage you're packing.
Sorry, I just realized that, Australia, and I get to say mate, and it's, on a ship.
Oh, okay. You're excited? Okay. All right. And there's on the crew, most of the crew is Tabaxi. Because this is a Limangan-based crew, cool. So there's Tabaxi. There's a couple lizard folk on this island, on his crew as well, and then humans as well. Meryl himself being, very, very plain white man, human. And you go up. You see where the captain is. He's kind of sitting there, and he's just with his flask. And you can see him like, save it. So you can come up behind me. He's like, oh, look at you! Look at you! You look like you're well and ready to set off, then.
Do you think I fit in?
I mean, yeah.
Looking like a
future
captain? Take over your ship one day, I'm sure of it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Am I on normal duty?
Yeah, you can head on up. Head on up, and So, what is your itinerary for this trip?
Oh, just normal. Go to the main island there, and head on back with you. Normal, easy peasy.
All right.
Typical.
Cool.
we set sail?
Now?
All right. I climb up to where I need to be. Up the mast. And, right?
Yep.
Cool. And start doing my normal duties.
All right, and you do, yeah.
I do my do.
You get, your nervousness is kind of a little abated as you try to throw yourself into the work a little bit, because now you have something to do to keep yourself busy. But you do your pre-set and sail duties to get the ship, do your part, and before long the sail is... Sorry. Pupper real cute.
My dog's pretty cute.
And eventually sails start to sail away, and you see your island.
Definitely have my hands up on the little basket thing on there. So our hair blowing, looking at the island, and smiling.
Yep.
I'm ready. I'm
You're
ready
ready?
for this, man.
Yes.
Oh, is that it?
And scene.
And scene.
As you sail towards what the horizons hold for you in the future. What is next in store?
You need a pair of super cool gloves so that you don't
No.
come at a risk of not looking as
I
me?
don't think me not looking as cool as you is really like a concern.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. I don't think it's like
A concern. Yeah, no, I don't
me
think it's a concern
being
for
as
you.
cool as you. It's
Yeah,
more
like,
like
who
you're the
would've
one who has
thought?
to worry about being as cool as me. That's the point, yes.
All right.
Okay. Are you scared, Heather?
Oh, I'm terrified.
Good, me too. You should be.
You instantly, like, my island goes under attack.
Yeah. As you sail away, you turn back, and your island's engulfed in
That's all
flames.
burning.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, I need some for good luck. Can I have a kiss for good luck? Thank you.
Oh.